Warning, the views and beliefs in the following program does not reflect the views of Boom Broadcasting. We give full creative control to our creators and do not believe in cancel culture. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time we step foot in the time machine back to the 80s because the real Saturday night's main event is getting started here on Boom Broadcasting. It's time to Nightcap. Viewer discretion is advised.
Live from the MOWM studio, Boom Broadcasting presents The Nightcap. And your host of The Nightcap, mouthing off with Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nightcap here on Boom Broadcasting. Ladies and gentlemen, it is me. It is Mike that likes to mouth off. Ladies and gentlemen, it's mouthing off with Mike. And I've got some good brothers here tonight as we step foot in the time machine to go back to the 80s here for Saturday night's main event. I've got the professor of Hater You from Four Sides of the Ring. I've got Channel Hayes.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, Boom Broadcasting and my fellow Boom Broadcasting brother. He is the host of It Stinks and Wrestling of Destiny and the Grit and Grind podcast. That is my main man, Sean. What's going on tonight, fellas? How are we feeling?
Hey,
First
feeling
off,
good, bro.
When did I become a professor?
It's the 80s, man. They were letting anybody become a professor in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You're the professor of Hater You, baby.
I'm like, I just started off as a small residential area. How am I getting to how did I start a university? Where did I get the resources? Who am I teaching?
You're teaching the community, the wrestling community.
That's it. Teaching them all about hate, baby.
How to hate.
This base in the 80s, 40 years later, I just went bankrupt. Lost the university, lost the land. I got a small 2 blocks now.
The buildings
Man,
are
file chapter 11.
fall down.
Yeah, right? It's fucking ridiculous. It's a small community center now where like, old ladies do knitting at. It's crazy. It's disgusting. 2025, I want my university back.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, it is great to have a Saturday night's main event here back on a Saturday night here for WWE. The last Saturday night's main event was back in 2008, and it was main evented. And the only reason I'm giving you these fun facts here tonight is because I actually watched it last night. It was main evented by one of my favorites, Jeff Hardy, and the rated R superstar Edge, and it did in fact include a young American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, fellas. He was an 8-man tag action. Michael Cole mentioned it here tonight. But talking a little bit about Saturday night's main event, I was listening in here before the show on Boom Broadcasting to good brother Sean's predictions here on Wrestling of Destiny. And he had a great story about being a kid and trying to be sick here to miss church so we can watch Saturday night's main event. And honestly, when I was watching it, I was like, man, Sean could tell us a lot more about Saturday night's main event and the impact it had. So, Sean, tell me about Saturday night's main event and tell me what this means to see it back here since 2008, but after all these years.
To get it back on NBC and on Peacock, I mean, growing up in that era, we had Saturday night main event. You didn't get it that much, but it was pretty much our premium live event because a lot of us back then in the 80s and 90s, we couldn't afford those $40, $60 high-end premium live events. So we had to watch them on black and white TV with the channel locks in the cable box. Or you had the bootleg illegal cable box where you got it for free. Yeah, we had one of those too over there at the house. But we were able to watch. That pretty much was our premium live event that Vince gave us as fans. And like Michael Cole said, back then, it introduced a lot of people who were more your old school wrestling fans, the Andre the Giant fans, all of them. It kind of brought them back in. So it was good to bring it back. I was glad they were bringing it back. And I mean, they did everything that made me feel like I was a 12-year-old kid sitting in front of the TV, that floor-mounted TV at Granny's house watching it.
Oh, I love it, Sean. I love it. Now, Channel, what did you think here tonight about the nostalgia effect that we felt with all these different elements here on Long Island?
I'm not gonna hold you. Sean makes me want to go find a hot box now and plug it in.
And we had that brown Zenith cable box
Oh,
Exactly.
with the wood on it.
I don't know about that one, but I want to find the small little brolic black one with the little red lights on it. I'm gonna go hit the block tomorrow and see who got a hot box for me. Cable's getting too expensive. Nah, man, but it was cool. You know what I mean? Obviously, as a '90s baby, I can't talk about the original Saturday Night Main Event, but this a cool, nice little glorified house show. You know what I mean? It was nice. I thought it was gonna be 3 hours. But after the second match, and he started breezing through matches, I was like, "Oh no, this is ending at 10." I was like, "This is ending at 10 o'clock."
it flew by.
It did.
Absolutely flew by.
It did fly by. It was cool, man. I enjoyed it. I will say one thing I would like them to do in the future: start doing like maybe a title change in here. You know what I mean? Because if it's too predictable, you know what I mean. Well, the champions are gonna retain. There's no real reason for like veteran wrestling fans like ourselves to actually watch. You know what I mean? It's too predictable. You be like, oh yeah, I'll just read the results in the morning. I'll watch it back with fans. Because they were going head to head with Collision tonight, I believe so. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
it's like, in order to give it that real authentic feel that anything can happen on any given show, keep us on the heels a little bit. Just a tiny bit. And no commercials. Jesus.
No commercials. No commercials.
Listen, I'll be real. Like I feel like there's more commercials on a PLE than there was like tonight. I mean, there was a fair amount of commercials, but I feel like with PLEs, there's way more.
When it comes down
to it.
You know why? Because they got Alpha Academy in the background and full on scripts of commercials in the background and shit. They got the non-active wrestlers acting their ass off for 12 to 15 minutes in between these segments to go sell these products. Well, I'm not gonna hold you. The last one that sticks out of my mind is actually the Alpha Academy when Otis couldn't find the shirt.
Yeah,
nice. Then my man just ran down the hallway with no drawers on.
My man was hitting the Winnie the Pooh hella hard on that.
All shirt, no pants. Just power waterling away. I'm like, oh god.
Oh, that's a whole lot of meat.
So Mike, you're right. There's more of a commercial aspect, but you know what? I get to see these wrestlers work a goddamn sweat doing it.
Working that hard ass for that. I love it.
Not even a match. Where like H is like, I need you tonight. What you need me for? Who am I running in on? I need you to sell dude wipes. He was like, oh.
Camera crews in the stall. All you gotta do is just wipe with the dude wipes.
and you're so nervous, just a little bit of dookie come out. You actually gotta wipe.
God damn. All right. Let's get this show on the road here, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to frequent flyer of the Nightcap, Logan. Io Sky will win the Royal Rumble. Io Sky will challenge Rhea at WrestleMania 41. I'm tired of the Rhea and Liv Morgan feud. I mean, that's a great little conversation point we'll get into here in a minute. Revisiting the Mania, welcome in. The commercials did help making the show go fast.
Yes, they did.
It did fly tonight.
It did fly. It generally did fly.
Now we got to start off here with a match that is right up Chano's alley. As the professor of Hate University, this match is all about hate. It is Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn, kicked off the show here for Saturday night's main event. And let's see here. Let's go to Mr. Professor of Hate You, Chano Hayes, to hear his thoughts on this opening match for Saturday night's main event.
You know what's so funny about this little rivalry? Like, Drew went so long blaming the Bloodline for everything that went wrong in his life, to blaming CM Punk for everything that went wrong with his life. And now my man's just blaming Bloodline for helping CM Punk, for ruining everything in his life. Like, my man don't want no more smoke with Pepsi Phil. So he's going back to the original people who gave him grief, which is the Bloodline. You know what I mean?
100%.
my man just need therapy at this point. What was he doing for the last month and a half when he wasn't on TV? My man needs mental guidance. He needs a soul cleanse. He needs to be at peace with the world because my man's clearly just not happy. He just shows up to work upset. You know what I mean? He's like, how dare these wild Samoans and the honorary Sami Zayn help somebody I hate? Brother, they didn't even like you. Why would they care how you feel about this? You know what I mean? It's not like you boys in the back and he betrayed you. You know what I mean? No. You've been beefing with them for years. Pepsi Film answered the call. You wasn't there for them to ask you. You know what I mean? It's one thing. It's one thing for you, Drew McIntyre, to be like, you know what, Bloodline, I'll help you against the new Bloodline. No, my man's was AWOL. He was missing in action. He wasn't even. My man's was. He was elsewhere. You know what I mean? So why are you mad? Why are you mad about this? But overall, it was a fun match. I don't think I ever believed in the match at once that Sammy was going to win. Right. But I also feel like a theme of these matches tonight, all of them had a quick, abrupt ending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I felt like every single match was about 10 minutes away from being truly great.
That's how I felt.
Yes. You know what I mean? I feel like the momentum was turning. It could have been a quick moment. It could have been a moment to turn. They were all good matches. Don't get me wrong. But Sammy and Drew on the pinnacle, on the cusp of making magic.
Yeah.
And then you got the out of nowhere Claymore for the pinfall.
Right.
It was a good match. I won't say great. It was a good match. Both of these guys are extremely talented. I just feel like from a match standpoint, it was missing an extra 5 to 10 minutes. From a storyline standpoint, Drew's 2024 is just him hating on everybody, everything, on whoever he can. You know what I mean? If you're walking your dog with a smile on your face, he's probably gonna hit you with a Claymore. You know what I mean?
Just propose to your girlfriend,
Claymore. Not only that, you lost your puppy because your puppy ran away because you took a nap in the park. Your brand new fiance realized you're a liability and she can't trust you in these situations.
You're a liability. So dumb.
So if you're happy in 2024 and you see Drew McIntyre, run.
Run. Let's run it over to Sean here. Sean, what did you think here of Sammy and Drew? And do you feel that this should have opened the show?
No, I felt like this should have been match 4. My opening match, I thought we would have got Gunther, Finn, and Damian. Damian, the hometown guy, right there in the backyard, get that crowd hot and going on the first match. But you had to have a true pro wrestling. I mean, all the matches were good tonight, and I agree with Chano. 10 more minutes with every match, you got a perfect premium live event for Saturday Night Main Event. This match was good. It was missing a lot. I got up to go get something to drink out the fridge. Turn around, I hear Drew McIntyre's music playing. I said, "What the hell just happened?" Turn back around, Claymore 1, 2, 3. I like, wow. I thought we at least had about 10 more minutes to go with this match right here. It was a good match. I think Sammy did good. I agree with Chano. I don't think that Sammy was going over. I knew it was Drew, and I just felt like Drew with Drew coming back 2 weeks ago on Raw, you felt like they wanted to just put him on Saturday Night Main Event to have some extra star power up there. And I think we really could have started off with this premium event we had tonight. Every match didn't need to be a storytelling match. You could have had some of those little filler matches in there to lead up to Cody and Kevin. They could have been better matches than every match leading up to a story and building. But that's what we got. Not mad at it, but I think 10 more minutes we will be said, wow, they tore the house down on this one.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like that's going to be a very common theme when we get into the rest of these matches here on the card, where we're kind of like a couple more minutes. You know, I felt that way about the triple threat, where I felt that it was just this close to getting into the fifth gear. And I agree with this match too here. I love Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is one of the best in the game. He can make just about anybody look like $1 million, and Drew McIntyre is absolutely incredible. Everything that he does is so believable in the ring. And I do agree here with revisiting the Mania. The out of nowhere Claymore is something we want more of for the heel of the year, Drew. to do more often. I did like the out of nowhere Claymore. I thought that was pretty slick, especially for a finish for the time constraints that we were going to see with these matches tonight. I will say, I thought that was pretty slick. Shout out to Brandy Savage. Drew did need this, fellas.
Yes.
Big time need.
It's clear as day. I will say this. We was able to get 5 matches in 2 hours, and we felt like all of them were a little too short, right?
Right.
It only shows Papa H. You can add a 6th match to your 3-hour PLEs.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was gonna say I can counter that because this could be a good example of why Papa H does go with the 5, so every match gets more time.
Right.
You could argue both sides.
But if you was to add 5 to 10 more minutes in each of these 5 matches, right?
Okay.
You still got a couple more minutes. You still have a nice little thing for a 6th match.
Well, I always want my main event to go about 45 minutes. That's what I need in my main event. I need 45 minutes.
I will say under this Cody Rhodes regime as world champion, most of his title defenses have hit that half-hour mark. So right. Cody's getting that time. He's getting that premium time slot. Where for Roman, we'd get like a 10-minute entrance, magical by the way, magical great entrance, and like a 20-minute match. Cody, we're getting like a 30-minute headbanger. And with Gunther too, Gunther goes like 20-25 minutes, a little slightly under that 30, but Gunther gets that time as well. Not everybody needs a full 20-30 minutes to get it going.
Right.
But I do understand what you say when you want your main event to go a full 30 to 45, especially if it's going. If it's dragging, no, cut it.
Right.
But if it's going and it's about to hit that next gear, I know we're gonna get into the triple threat later, but one thing I noticed from the triple threat is that Damian never took off the straps.
No.
And that's why I never thought the match was close to ending, because he didn't take off the shoulder straps. You know what I mean? So the moment he didn't take off the shoulder straps, I'm like, oh, there's no way this match is ending no time soon.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's for a little bit later. But yeah, everything was a little too short.
Yeah, I can agree to it. Slightly. Yeah. I mean, that's what you're gonna get with the TV, kind of episode here. Before we get into the rest of these matches, though, I do want to talk a little bit about some of the legends that we got to see tonight here in the game. Some of the details from Saturday night's main event. We had the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, in attendance, fellas. Of course, gotta have the Mouth of the South here.
Yes.
Tito Santana. That was pretty cool to see. I wasn't able to get a photo of Coco Beware and Greg the Hammer Valentine. They were also in attendance here. And fellas, of course, you got to go retro with the refs too, man.
Yes.
Old school retro ref fits. Great little details here tonight, fellas.
Even use the old school turnbuckles. The old school turnbuckles.
And the old school WWE.
Oh, and the old school WWE ropes, the red, white, and blue ropes.
The red, white, and blue ropes were a nice touch. The old school logo was a nice touch.
Yes.
I think for me, the one thing, Sean, I would have liked to have seen was maybe just a tad, if we're going to really lean into it, go a little bit more old school with the ring. Do the 4 ring aprons.
Yes.
Do the old school ring post. Don't do the video, ring post, right? That I feel like that was the one thing. Like, if we're going to lean into it, let's do it, go all in, right?
Because I even like when they came out, that was one thing Saturday Night Main Event always made you feel like it was big time, is that they had the New York security or New York police officer walk out with the talent to make the talent feel more special. So even having that tonight, it made me feel like, okay, they're really putting into the production side of it, of trying to do it. But I'm like you, Mike, if we're going to do it, give us that old school 1990s WWF ring.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chano, what did you think here with the crowd entrance, the narrow walkway?
Give me a second. Somebody wants to say hi.
Hello.
You wanna hold up? You can say it. Just say hi, baby.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, now it's time to go to bed. This is live. You can't edit this. Good night, baby.
There you go. We got a second generation superstar. For the professor, he's gonna become the new the head dean of Haight University in the future. He's gonna revive the school. He's gonna revive the school for you, brother. Don't worry.
He's already hired right now. What do you mean? We got his birth certificate. He's hired right now. He's the dean.
Gonna have some little Tims, and he's gonna be repping.
He's the dean of admissions. If you don't get into Haight U, it's because of him. Your application wasn't colorful enough.
Who would have thought that the Nightcap would be a little wholesome here tonight?
Bro,
So,
he came out to use the bathroom, and he's just looking at. He's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Oh, man, my baby daddy's talking about the wrestling." He's like, "Oh, I gotta use the bathroom," and I hear my wife like, "Grayson, you were supposed to use the bathroom, not go out to daddy." Like, oh. That's what showed off the mic and the camera. I was like, "Oh, daddy duties."
oh my goodness!
Nah,
What
but
a time.
listen, the old school feel is dope, man. Listen, I know I like the NYPD force showing out because the regular security guards are liabilities. So you got that New York grit.
They forgot to call 1-800 channel, bro.
Yeah,
they
right.
forgot to call it, Doug.
Listen, I'll take a chokeslam through a table for anybody. But I do have to remind the audience, this isn't like yeah, it's Long Island, New York, but Long Island's not a borough. They're like their own little county, like a little upstate. They're not New York City.
Okay.
So those aren't real New York City cops. Those are Long Island cops who are from the neighborhood, from the area. You know what I mean?
My man dissecting what it means here to be a part of New York. There's levels to this.
Nah, because Michael Cole said New York City, and that immediately got me ticked off. I was heated. I was like, they're not in New York City.
Yeah, you want to talk about Michael Cole ticking you off, man. My man was making fun of the Yankees for losing out on Juan Soto tonight here on commentary.
That was amazing.
When Priest made his entrance, I was like, man, what kind of nonsense is this, Cole? You were my guy. You're my favorite, man. You're going to do me like this, dog?
Michael Cole loves orange and blue skies, both the Knicks and the Mets.
It's facts. It's facts. So old school nostalgia, can't be felt here without the body, Jesse Ventura.
Yes.
What was included here tonight, fellas? Sean, how awesome was it to hear the body on commentary?
It was great. I tell you, it took me back to when I was a kid. They gave Jesse an open mic, and Jesse did what Jesse did. And the one thing I did like about Jesse in that main event, when they brought him down there to call that match, he did his homework. Most time these guys come in and they know it's just a one night, one off. I'm just here, say a few of my old little catchphrase, razzle dazzle. But he talked about how Cody and Gable, he would not have took that match. He would advise Cody not to take that match 8 days before this match. I said that was hats off for Jesse saying, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do my homework and be prepared when I get on the mic.
Absolutely. Chano, what did you think about the body tonight here on commentary?
Much to like what Sean said. Listen, he got a job 4 times a year calling the main event. You know what I mean? I would hope that he does a little bit of research onto what he's calling, but the man did great. He said the snake skin on his jacket was from Jake the Snake's dead snake, which is Damien one, diabolical. 2, why would he let you make that into his jacket and not his own jacket? You know what I mean? That's kind of demented. You know what I mean? That's kind of, did he steal Damien before he died?
Maybe
turn him into a coat topping?
Dude, it's a possibility. The body, dude, anything's possible with the body, man. He was calling out. He called out Cole and Pat, talking about who paved the way for those cushy corporate checks you're getting.
You know why? Because he saw that one night. He saw that one night check. He was like, "Damn!" He's like, "You get this weekly." He's like, "You guys is well fed." Like I was working at Walmart after I called these matches for a couple extra dollars.
I could go get a couple more boas. I could go get a couple more.
Like he's like, I had to go clock in a Walmart. You know what I mean? I had to go do a couple cashier gigs.
Nice shield.
Supplement my income. He's like, you just get to do this?
That's crazy. One of my favorite Jesse Ventura lines here tonight was after the Liv Morgan and Io Sky match here, which is a great segue into the match. When Liv Morgan took that vicious knee from Io Sky, and after the match, Jesse said, "Man, that Liv Morgan, if it was anybody else, they would have been down for the count. No other superstar. Man, that Dominic, he knows how to pick them, right?" I'm out here, peed myself. I laughed so hard. And then the comment about Dusty Rhodes, and he goes, "We're gonna have to get a paternity test on Cody Rhodes. Look at the abs on Cody Rhodes, and look at Dusty."
Nah, he was going in. I swear to God, if Dom was listening to that commentary in the back and he said, Dom know how to pick him, you know, Dom just started randomly flexing. Yeah. just especially with the mustache. No, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm so used to WWE like barely passing by our moves. You know what I mean? Like just skimming. I didn't think nothing of it until I saw Liv leaking at the end of the match. I was like, oh, she actually got hit.
Yes.
Oh my God. She got rocked. I was like,
Yeah,
that
it was a hell of recoil on that. Shout out to Rick 8-Bit. Not a bad Saturday night main event. Love the retro feel and the ropes. Absolutely. Revisiting the Mania. Jesse did his homework, fellas, but not Pat or Michael. They didn't even give Jesse anything when he said his jacket was made from Damien. Now, I'm going to be real. Michael and Pat seemed a little apprehensive on commentary next to Jesse because I think they were scared. I think Triple H warned them. He's like, just in case he goes off the rails, you gotta get us back on track. But like they seemed like they were nervous anytime Jesse would open his mouth, and I was like, "Come on, guys!"
You know why? Because Jesse was
real. He's real.
Jesse was absolutely wilding. Jesse is somebody I would watch narrate like somebody doing chores around the house. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, man.
Jesse was wilding, but it was I don't know. Pat's just Pat. You know what I mean? Pat marches to the beat of his own drum.
Right.
But Jesse has a bigger drum. Like it's usually Pat like wilding out saying wild stuff. When you bring two wild boys to a chat and there's a bigger wild boy, the smaller wild boy doesn't know what to do with himself.
Oh yeah.
He can't beat his drum. Jesse beating the biggest drum in the room. He's banging that bitch. He's going crazy. Pat's just like, is this a safe place? But back to the match, man. It was a good match. I generally enjoyed this match for the simple reason is I think we kind of got used to Liv wrestling Rhea, which has always been like a little clunky. Because you know, Rhea's booking is so dominant in ring as well. It's always a 70-30 match with Rhea. So seeing a true like 50-50, 60-40 match with Liv Morgan is kind of refreshing. And a lot of people were complaining, I was like, oh, how could you let EO get pinned clean? Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bro, this is not like EO's needs a push. Like EO was world champion for about 200 and something days. You know what I mean? Like she won the belt at SummerSlam and didn't lose it till Mania.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she was world champion this year. This is not like who's a main eventer that hasn't had a good push in a while. That hasn't been champion in a while.
KO,
right? This is like KO. I feel like KO gets a yearly title match around this time of year anyway. But yeah, let's see Kevin Owens. This is like an undeserving superstar, hasn't had a championship, haven't had a world title match in a while. Clean babyface that they needed to lose with something to keep their honor. No, EO was world champion. A couple months ago, EO was a heel. EO turned babyface for giggles. You know what I mean? And everybody was like, yeah, we love. Well, everybody loves EO. Of course they do. EO's great. You know what I mean? But like, sis didn't answer none of her sins. You know what I mean? Like she just skated away from it, and everybody's like, "Tee." But I'm glad Liv Morgan won clean because she was winning. She was winning dirty for a while, and everybody was like, "Oh, and when's she gonna win clean?" EO's a great person for Liv Morgan to beat clean. It sets her on the right path. We're gonna unfortunately get Liv and Rhea part 17 on Raw's Netflix, January 6th. God knows what happens there. You know what I mean? But hopefully that's the end of the feud for now, for the next 2-3 years at the bare minimum.
Yeah. What do you got here, Sean?
When people say that Liv's not a good performer in the ring, you know what I mean? Chano was right. I went back when we had that last Nightcap with him at War Games, and I went back and watched him and Liv and Rhea's matches. They are clunky. And, you know, I kind of got caught up myself looking like, you know, Rhea's dominating the match. But this was a match right here that you got to see. And I'm a Liv guy. I like Liv. This is one of the matches you got to see Liv kind of show that she can go that halfway if you got somebody that can meet her halfway. She can sell, she can work, and she can work as a heel. I think this was probably what we should have been getting more with Liv as a champ and saving that real match for later on down the road. It's plenty of ladies on the WWE Monday Night Raw roster that you can have Liv run through. Dakota Kai. She could probably put a good match with Dakota Kai. She could probably put another good match with Io. You could run that about 2 or 3 more times. Cardi Zane from Damage Control. You could run her through all of them, have those matches, and make her look like a true champ versus saying she's just holding the title till she runs against Rhea and Rhea wins it back.
I will say one thing about your piece, Sean. You make a great point. One thing I noticed about the graphic card in the Made for Liv, she's only had 5 title defenses, including tonight in her 200+ day reign. You know what I mean? I felt like they could have not. They don't have to give us a title match every week. You know what I mean? Right. Plus, I know they defend at house shows, but house shows don't really count towards overall title defenses. I feel like exactly all the women that you named would have been a great look for Liv in ring, especially these smaller girls that don't have to worry about doing crazy power moves all the time. You know what I mean? You could have gave us Lyra Valkyrie. You could have given us either one of the party girls. Even when Becky was champion, she gave that wasn't Becky. That was Rhea gave Maxine the Priya title shot, right? Oh, I don't know which one, but you know what I mean? You have all these women on the roster that haven't done anything. Mike was on Four Sides this Thursday, and we was talking about H needs to learn how to book these women outside of title opportunities. So, Sean, if I can ask you a question, do you think if Liv was to lose the strap to Rhea at Raw's Netflix, do you think Liv has enough star power to maintain intriguing storylines without the strap?
No,
you know how the men do.
I would say, as a Liv guy, I would say no, because I think that she would get in these matches with Io and them. For us as true wrestling fans, we would say they're great matches, but I don't think the star power would follow her like it is now as the champ. I think the belt makes her. She don't make the belt.
That's fair. I do agree with you. The world title solidifies Liv as a heel. Without the world title, Liv is just a babyface signing everybody's autographs and when the show's over, like she always does. Because it's just, I'm telling you, these real heels love the kids. They love the children, man. Real baby faces in real life.
Ain't that the fact? I like this match. You know, I thought this was exactly what Liv needed for this title reign, and we talked a lot about it. What Sean said, I agree 100%. Channel, I was on Four Sides of the Ring this Thursday. We talked about it a lot. You know, if we can get other women with Liv Morgan, you see what happens. You know, they have good matches. You know, a lot of people were complaining about all Liv is doing is fighting Rhea and this and that. Obviously, it's still the underlying story, and we'll talk a little bit about Mommy's appearance here on Long Island tonight in a minute. But we got Dakota versus Liv on Monday. Now we got Io on Saturday night's main event, which is a great spot for Io to be in here. You know, this is fantastic. This is just going to add stock to her, and hopefully, you know, our man Logan James with this prediction, Io Sky versus Rhea in a big match at WrestleMania 41. Maybe it leads to that. You know, maybe it doesn't, but maybe it just keeps Io Sky's stock high and at that top level just in case they ever need her. You know, I feel like she's a talent where if you needed her, you throw her into the spot, right? She's that consistent for you. I thought Liv looked great, and she's an absolute sicko because that knee, man, she ate that knee tonight, man. She ate it. Took 2 bites out of it. Little blood trickling down the nose really added to this. I enjoyed it, you know, overall. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you know, you can't, if you're talking Liv Morgan, you can't not talk about Mommy Rhea Ripley. She comes out after the match and we get a stare down. And fellas, is it safe to say, Sean, Netflix, January 6th, Rhea Ripley,
January
Liv
6th.
Morgan?
That's it.
Chano Hayes?
Unfortunately, man.
Unfortunately.
I say unfortunately because I don't think there's a fan base that's going to be happy. It doesn't matter what the results are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me personally, I would love for Liv to lose the strap to anybody not named Rhea because, as we discussed previously, I think Rhea has the star power to hold intriguing storylines without the title. Listen, I may be wrong, but I don't think there's ever been a singles women's match at WrestleMania that did not involve the titles.
Ain't that a truth?
And I think Rhea has that star power to go do so. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she can go bang out a WrestleMania match because she's that big. She's Rhea Bloody Ripley. She doesn't need the she's bigger than the title at this point. You know what I mean?
Is.
There's a you can say it about the men's roster. In the women's roster, there's very few. Charlotte Flair bigger than the strap. Becky Lynch bigger than the strap.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea Ripley, welcome to the club, bigger than the strap.
Absolutely.
And I mean, one time we could say that, not now, but even Bianca one time was bigger than the strap when she had that big push going on with her. Now, now in the tag, she's kind of slid back down a little bit where she needs the strap.
I will say I will include Bianca on that list, but I need to see Bianca on a singles run without the strap.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing. Right now, she's just taking a hiatus to rotate the main event picture for the world title. You know what I mean? But overall, I would say get Bianca singles run without the code and see if she truly is bigger without the strap. Because you remember, she was world champion for like close to 400 days before she lost. And then she was out for injury. She won at SummerSlam, lost her cash-in, out for a little while, came back, tag straps. Or War Games and tag straps.
Yeah.
So you gotta see what she can do.
If this match does happen on January 6th, will it finally end this feud, Sean?
It'll end it. Rhea get the belt back, and Liv will kind of be in the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day now will start to follow the cracks, and you'll start to see the wrinkles in the trickle down of it, because Finn Balor and JD Funko Pop Head will lose their belts. And even with it on January 6th, you don't have to do Rhea and Liv. I can even say, if I was Bruce Pritchard, I would reach out to TNA and say, hey, let's have Rhea come out here, cut a promo, have Jordan Grace run in. Or at the Rumble, have Jordan Grace and Rhea do something and let that build a mania. And like Chano said, let that be a match where you don't even have to have Rhea go after her title. Just have her and Jordan Grace give us a good match with a whole year to build that story from Rumble to now. And let Liv continue to keep progressing on as the heel champ. Because once she loses the title, Judgment Day is done over there. We're not interested in it no more.
I don't think it's Liv holding the strap. I think the cracks are there. Mike had a really good point on this past Thursday. He said Finn was going to lose tonight and eat the pin. He did.
Right.
They got a tag team title match on Monday. They're going to lose. It'll be interesting if Finn takes the pin once again. You know what I mean? He takes the pin in 72 hours, 2 pins in 72 hours, loses everything. And all that ego and bravado that Finn had is going to overall and bleed out to Dom. It's going to be Dom and Finn. I wouldn't be surprised if Dom and Finn are on Netflix's Raw or as Netflix. And you finally get the babyface turn to Dom, which is just happening organically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can no longer, like, Dom is no longer the heat magnet. Like, people love Dom. Like, they started to.
The heat has moved to the New Day. The heat that was on Dom has went to the New Day.
Now, I will say this. I don't think it's that. I think Chris Jericho had a very good quote one time. His one quotable in the last 5 years. He said, when you become a heel and people hate you so much, when you become that big of a heel, they start to love you.
That's true.
And he said that to MJF. He was like, when you become that big of a heel, like, they start to love you. And that's what happened with Maxwell.
Well, that's what happened with Roman.
It's exactly what happened with Roman. And I feel like Dom is on that cusp. He's on that cusp of becoming a babyface, and there's just nothing the company can do to it. Like, Dom can just smack like 15 babies in a row, and the crowd's like, yeah, them babies deserved it.
Listen, I will say this, fellas. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, and I'm gonna answer Revisiting the Mania's question here. This doesn't end January 6th. I'm gonna tell you why. Would you like to know why, fellas? Why this is not ending?
Because H is a glutton for punishment.
No, absolutely not. Triple H probably sitting in Gorilla right now, scrolling the timeline, hashtag SNME, looking at all the tweets from the Rhea and Liv Morgan stands, going back and forth, arguing on wrestling Twitter. We're not getting into that. Hopefully he catches this nightcap and he gives us jobs. Nevertheless, hear me out. Fellas, Netflix, Raw, January 6th. Do you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's Tiffy time, ladies and
She
gentlemen.
catches in.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to my mic talk tonight. Thank you for coming to the mouthing off with Mike talk.
That's not happening.
It's happening, Chano.
You know why it's not happening?
I thought it'd be more on Naya. That's what
I thought it's not going to be Naya. It's not going to be Naya.
It is going to be Naya. You know why it's going to be Naya? Because every week we stray further and further closer to that agenda. We get closer to that Tiffany catching an Anaya. You heard what Candace told us. She's like, maybe it's not meant to be a single champion. And she has a
But
and she has a double title. She has a double title match next week against Just Bianca at the moment. I mean, obviously our good friend Rick 8-Bit was at the double taping last night, so I know the
So we
victor.
know
I'm not gonna
things.
ruin it for y'all. What I'm saying, we just get closer.
It's
We
like
get in
Time
close.
Cop.
Yeah, basically.
Tony Khan, little Tony Khan. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for coming out to AEW Dynamite. Make sure you stick around for Rampage because you're going to get to experience one of my favorite things, and that's Time Cop. Have you guys ever seen Time Cop? You guys know the spiel. You guys know the spiel. You guys know the spiel. Anyway,
Yeah.
not to cut you off, Channel. Go ahead.
No. You're good, buddy. So yeah, it's like she's gonna catch an Anaya. Yes,
There it is.
Tiffany is over, bro. It's ridiculous. She went to Minnesota. She went to Minnesota, and Minnesotians acted like they never had a superstar from Minnesota ever again ever in their life. They went crazy. Like, what time is it? Every single Rolex and
Minnesota.
AP. Every single Rolex and AP glass was broken from all that tapping on their wrist. It's Tiffany time. Grown 45-year-old, 50-year-old man. Yeah.
Nah, because I got a story I can tell y'all fellas after the show about grown men with Tiffany Stratton. That's a whole another story for a whole another day, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you. Let me talk to you, fellas. Let's get into it here. We've got 3 matches left. We've got the World Heavyweight Championship Triple Threat, the Ring General
Jesus
Gunther, taking on the Prince Finn Balor, and of course, New York's own Damian Priest. Let's go to Sean here. What did you think about this match to start here?
A good match. And we'll say it with every match, and we're going to continue saying it all night. Needed more time to build. When Priest hits the razor's edge, Finn comes off with the coup de grace. 1-2. Priest does the razor's edge. Gunther goes right in. It's over. Powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. I was like, if we just had 10 more minutes. And when Finn got through into the match, I knew then they weren't going to let Damian lose in New York, that Finn was going to eat the pin. But I felt like if we just could have had, especially this match out of all of them, that extra 10 minutes or 15 minutes or even 12 and a half, just to give us a little bit more to build up to that big finish, because you really felt like it was like a crash TV. Bam, bam, bam. 1, 2, 3. Gunther's out of here.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. I absolutely agree 1,001%. When Gunther hit that power bomb to Priest on the steel steps, I was like, oh, Priest is out of this match. So Balor's eating this pin. And then immediately, boom, Balor eats the pin and loses. And then obviously Chano mentioned it. That sets up a lot of things for the Judgment Day story. Chano, what did you think about this triple threat match?
10 minutes too short. I felt like I said in the beginning, I'm going to say it again. 10 minutes too short. Damian didn't even take off the straps. I'm going to say it again. Right. Damian didn't even take off the straps once again. Meaning he never got in his final form. He never got really serious. My man's was taking out the match on a warm-up. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to say New York's home because it was in Long Island. Long Island is not part of the boroughs. Think of Long Island like fucking Albany or Buffalo. You know what I mean? They're out of the way. It's an extra 3 toes to get to Long Island. You know what I mean?
The Long Islanders are not gonna like this.
No. I'm a real New Yorker, not like those Long Island people. You know how you know Long Island's not part of not part of New York City? Oh. They don't pay city tax. They don't pay city tax. If you don't pay city tax, you're not a New Yorker. You're Buffalo and Albany, or the Fishkills. Argue with your mother, not me. But nah, back to the match. Finn eating the pin was the right call. 1,000% it was the right call, because you can't have the 6'7" Puerto Rican New Yorker eating that pin.
No.
And plus, Gunther's, I don't know if you noticed, it's a weird trend. Gunther puts to sleep the big guys and pins the little guys.
Yes.
Because I was thinking about it, I was like, wow, I haven't seen Gunther like pin anybody in a little minute. I haven't really seen it. And then we finally got the powerbomb pin. I was like, huh, okay. Could have given me a little bit more. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of overdrive. But nothing. Oh, you know what? You know what they could do if they were gonna cut these matches short a little bit. They could have cut all the meat and potatoes out early, and just go to straight climax mode like 5 minutes into the match. You know what I mean? Just like start hitting everybody with finishes immediately. Some Rambo shit. Like, what is going on? Like, nah. Everybody, you get a finisher. You get a finisher. You get a finisher. Because do we even get any pin breakups?
No.
Yeah.
We did in this match.
What was it, like 1-2 pin breakups? I want the dramatics of 15 pin breakups in a triple threat match of people fighting for their lives. There was a couple times that Finn had to roll up on Gunther and Damian Priest was in the corner just dazed. I'm like, bro, handle your business. You want to lose your opportunity, my man. It's just like, get your head in the game. But you know what it is? He's so distraught the Yankees lost Juan Soto to a superior Mets team.
Dog, you're a Red Sox fan. Don't even give me this Mets BS. Get out of here.
You know what it is? I love Yankee fans' tears. I love the Yankee fans' tears.
Once again, lady, do you understand why he's the professor of Hater U? Do you understand why he is the professor?
No.
Hater lives in New York and don't like the Yankees.
No. First off, have you met Yankee fans? They're obnoxious people.
Oh, no. We're a passionate fan base.
Half of you guys don't even watch regular season games. Actually, 75% of y'all tune in exclusively during the playoffs.
Ooh, what Eagles fans are you talking to? You got two big Eagles fans right here on this nightcap now.
I'm not talking about Eagles. I'm talking about the Yankees.
Oh. You said Eagles fans were obnoxious.
Oh, yeah, too. You Philly fans in general are obnoxious. But the Yankee fans are Yankee fans are even worse. They're terrible people, honestly and truly. And that's coming from a New Yorker who was raised around these heathens that call themselves Yankee fans.
Doug, you're the Red Sox? Look at how awful that Red Sox franchise has been. Look at what they did for Don Zimmer back in the day.
Listen. 20 years ago, it was 2004. You know what happened in 2004? The Red Sox came back from a 3-0 deficit, and it was magical.
Yeah, Dave Roberts.
It was a cloudy October night. I was in the 5th grade. I was new to the world. And when the Red Sox came back, one of the 5th grade teachers, Miss McCormick, in an auditorium full of children, screamed at the top of her lungs, "You guys are losers!" And I was like, "How do you part of that team?"
Damn. All right. Listen. Wasn't she wearing Lakers colors in Minnesota? No, she was.
To be fair,
she was rocking the Vikings colors. It looked a little Lakers colors. It did look
a little bit, but you know what happens with all these sports teams, Rick? They all look alike.
They do.
They all look alike.
Rick's a big Mets fan, so he's thriving. He's been hitting a victory lap since the Juan Soto news broke last Sunday. It's been a week. I'm still distraught. Can we talk about wrestling, please? I need to get my mind off the subject. I don't need a full crash out here about the Juan Soto being a coward.
In about 5 minutes, I'm gonna send Mike a text with Juan Soto in a Mets uniform.
I don't need to see it. You want to see me barf on the show? Then go ahead, send away. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have a new United States Women's Champion, the inaugural WWE Women's United Champion is Chelsea Green. Had to put a little extra on that, a little pizzazz on that.
I feel like you practiced that.
I was in the mirror before the show, before you guys hopped in, and I started, I had to hit the notes. My girl, she's a singer, she's a former singer. She was teaching me how to hit that, do a little vocal training, doing my best Ariana Grande Wicked impersonation in the mirror.
Jesus Christ.
What I'm saying?
How many times have you seen Wicked yet?
We're going tomorrow for the first time. I'm
you're
being
gonna
dragged.
be back in the afternoon.
I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be just in time to see the Battle of Pennsylvania.
We're supposed to be going tomorrow. We're supposed to be today, but my daughter changed her mind. She wanted to go watch Moana 2.
I want to see Moana. I do want to see Moana 2.
Moana 2 is a good movie. It's a good movie. The ending blow your mind though. I'll tell you that much.
The ending. Oh boy. No spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Talk.
Oh my God. Really?
Yes,
I did call it,
Interesting.
ladies and gentlemen. I called it. I called
you
it when the
did.
bracket came out.
You did.
This is my victory lap. Rick got to take his victory lap with his Mets. I'm gonna take my victory lap here real quick, fellas. There is not two women more deserving in WWE right now than these two women on the screen that you are looking at. Chelsea Green has been an absolute 10 out of 10 rehire addition to WWE since her return. Fellas, you can agree to this. She has maximized every second that she has spent on television.
Yes.
Jin went from being on no TV, zero TV time, to having a banger match against the US champion, to getting herself over with the fans in NXT, to showing everyone what it means to be the HBIC. And I could not have asked for a better final match here. Ironic, as Rick 8-Bit points out, she got the dumpster win back. Ironic that these two
Oh yeah,
were in
I
the
forgot about
dumpster
that.
match.
Mm-hmm.
Fellas, I'm going to let you guys take this away. There is a lot to get into, a lot of Easter eggs. So let's start off with Chano Hayes. What are your thoughts here?
Well, first off, I just want to say Chelsea won the title in Long Island, her husband's hometown.
And here's another fun
Did
fact.
the Rough Rider tonight.
And did the Rough Rider
And they almost
his
said it,
gear.
but they caught themselves.
I'm not gonna hold you, man. She hit that rough. She's been adding that Rough Rider in week on week in her repertoire, and it's super dope, man. It's like when she hit it in the match, I was like, a little woo 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 came out. You know what I mean?
The crowd was chanting. A good brother Jordan, we had boots on the ground. He said, up to this point, Priest and Rhea and Chelsea Green had three of the biggest pops, for them.
I mean, did you see when Chelsea hit the Unpretty? The crowd went nuts.
Yeah.
During the ending of the match, the crowd was like, Chelsea, girls. I was like, oh man. I was like, how is she gonna react to now she's the heel? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't try to be a baby face in the crowd. It's like, nah. We want the heel to win. No, but like you said, if there was anybody more deserving to win a championship, it is Miss Chelsea Green, Mrs. Cardona. True superstar, every sense of the word. I don't know. From the Rumble, when she debuted in last year's Rumble, super quick, he's like, oh, okay, this is gonna be whack. And she just made her way into every heart in America at this point. She's well deserved, man. It's really good, great to see. And hopefully for Mitch, and she hopes to build on this momentum and continue doing what she's doing. Personally, she doesn't have a fan in me yet. I do want to see more. The NXT one was cool, but NXT one is kind of like a controlled environment. Most of the crowd is free ticket holders and Chase U alumni and students. so they're just happy to be there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Glad for the experience. But I do hope that she can build on this and hopefully see herself in the main title picture or back in the US title picture and go from there.
Agreed. Sean, what do you got here?
Good match right here. I'm glad both women made it to the finals. I was saying earlier, if this was the old booking style, neither one of them would have got this far. First round, they would have been eliminated. Glad to see them because, like you said, I think when Michin it picked up, and we always talk about that match on the Nightcap, Mike, when she had that street fight on NXT, when she tore the house down that night. Chelsea Green, from when they dropped the ball with her not winning Money in the Bank, and the crowd popped when she almost got the briefcase. Every second she's got on TV, whether she was fussing with Pierce for 1 second, fussing with Aldis for 1 second, being the comic relief to the tag champs with Piper Niven, kind of, that person, I'm the champ, but I'm more of the comic one to make the people laugh. She maximized every second she was on TV and did it the old-fashioned way. Got yourself over. Now, we did have some help from Samantha Irvin. We're doing it the way she brought her out to the ring to got everybody involved with it. But this is somebody who deserves to be the champ. And I mean, it's just like I always say about Chelsea. Every match she wrestles on TV, she gets better and better every week, right before our eyes. Thinking of her as a U.S. champ, let her have a long run now. And when she does finally get to that long run and you're ready to take the title off of her, put it on Michin. This should be the title right here for the ladies who get forgotten in that main event scene, where now you can see some good TV matches, some good house show matches with these ladies versus have to wear Nia, Tiffany Stratton, and Liv out. So this is it right here for them. Let her run with it a long time. Let's see how far it goes.
I agree.
You know what's the craziest thing about Chelsea though? She can actually like go in the ring. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fuck yeah, she can.
She can
They don't
go.
Right.
They don't. She's kind of like watered down her moveset by like 80%. And it's ridiculous because Chelsea can absolutely go. And it's wicked, man. If you're new to like wrestling and only watch like WWE-ish, watch Chelsea Green and Lucha Underground.
Yo, you go back, watch that. Nah,
Yeah.
even better, go back and watch her run in Impact, her initial run when she was the crazy bride and she had a split personality and the lipstick would be smeared all over her face. That is when I first encountered Chelsea Green. It was that character, and she was fighting this very same woman, but her name at the time was Jade. So I'm very familiar with these two from their Impact days. 7 years to the date, fellas, Michael Cole stated, of Chelsea Green winning the Impact Knockouts Championship, the TNA Knockouts Championship. 7 years later, she is the first ever WWE United States Women's Champion. She is a former Knockouts Champion, a former Knockouts Tag Team Champion, a former WWE Tag Team Champion, and now the first ever United States Championship. Dare I say, Chelsea Green, slowly but surely, has a Hall of Fame resume in the future,
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
Number two, I'm going to point out, I'm going to create the stat here tonight on the Nightcap. I posted it on Twitter earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, first time ever in history, a husband and wife have both held the same championship. Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, former United States champion. Now his wife, Chelsea Green, current Women's United States champion. And of course, Chelsea Green with the shout out to RIP Zack Ryder with the Zack Ryder inspired gear here tonight, fellas. Covered in her face. This right here, though, fellas, I got a little scared. I got a little PTSD of Evolution. I thought the turn was about to happen. I thought Piper was going to drop her.
I promise you. My son said that, Mike. He said Piper's about to turn on Chelsea. I said, if they do this tonight and ruin this one moment that she deserves, you just kill everything that you built for her and all the hard work she did.
Mega face. She becomes a mega baby face.
It'd be insanity. When I saw that stat, I was like, wow. I thought about it. I thought about it even further. Who else, husband and wife, had that combination in WWE? And there's only one other. Do you know who it is off the top?
Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, both former women's champion, world champion.
Nah, if you're talking about same title sake.
Hold
on.
The world title. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So if you're talking pure same namesake.
Okay, I can make that argument. Yeah, women's world heavyweight champion, men's world heavyweight champion.
Yeah, same namesake. If we're going off that stat alone, you know what I mean?
Interesting. Good point. Good point alone. Good point. I like it. Put yourself in some rare air there, fellas.
I like it. Down. Catch that question never come back again.
That's going to come back. Nitram's going to hit us with this in 3-count trivia. He's writing this down.
You think Nitram asked me for trivia questions? Last time he asked me for a trivia question, I stumped everybody in the round, and only 2 people got questions right. I haven't asked for trivia round since.
Nah. This one just to spite me in the future. It'll be like, what married couples share the same belt? And I'm gonna fucking blank on it and be like, I don't know.
Yep.
Oh, it's gonna be a baseball
question. I bribe them with some shrimp or something? Listen, we've had a weird week, Chano. Sean, I don't know if you're aware. We had the shrimp conversation on Four Sides of the Ring Thursday. Last night on the Nightcap, the Prez was just eating fudge. So it's been a weird week.
It's been a weird food week. A weird food
week. It's food week here across the shows, I guess. Nevertheless, we ate good today with this match. I enjoyed this. I'm happy for Chelsea Green, and I can't wait to see who she's going up against first, fellas. Any speculation?
She's still a heel, so we got to look at the small little baby faces, I guess.
I would say throw Naomi at her.
Nah, she has a tag team situation going on.
Oh yeah, with Jay. That's with Bianca.
Damn, who's a face and who's a minor face on SmackDown not used? I feel like the SmackDown Women's Division got heel heavy real quick. All the baby faces are kind of top heavy main eventers. They could
Yep.
do they could do Bailey for giggles.
Well, do you want to
But-
beat Bailey again back to back?
Why not? Bailey can eat the loss and not suffer for it. You know what I mean? It's
Brooke
Bailey.
said, "Go Tiff."
Nah, you can't. Tiff's about to join that main event picture real soon when she cashes in that Money in the Bank.
It was.
It was a good Rough Rider.
It was a good Rough Rider. Tiffany Green. I mean, there's history here. Tiffany pushed Chelsea off that ladder at Money in the
Yeah.
Bank. So there's history there.
Nah, there is, but I don't. She could go after the U.S. title and to fan the flames of Nia pushing her to her limit when she catches in on her. Probably in Elimination Chamber. And that's when Tiffany cashes in.
That I don't know if it's Elimination Chamber. Man, I still think Raw Netflix makes sense. I still think Raw
No.
You want
Netflix.
something big? You want something big? That's the night to do it.
Listen, it would be cool, but her pinning Nia Jax would make her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
It
I
was
think
it was
I think it's gonna
solidify
be
her.
Nia. I think it will be Nia. I think you're right about that. Because overall, I mean, it would make sense because
I will say this because let's
of
say
what's been happening with
let's
Candace.
let's play devil's advocate, right? William is a strap on Netflix. Tiffany Stratton beats Rhea immediately. We get the whole entire discourse from the Rhea fan base immediately after she loses the strap.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I don't want to deal with that discourse. Do you want to deal with that discourse?
I don't want to deal with
And
that discourse.
so let's say Liv retains the championship. You have the Rhea fans upset because no way Liv should be beating Rhea Ripley ever, right? And then you have Tiffany cashing in, and the Rhea Ripley discourse immediately is she should be Tiffany Stratton. Why would you subject Tiffany Stratton to that kind of evil in the world? You know what I mean? I don't want that. I don't want that for Tiffany. If she beats Nia, everybody's happy.
Right.
If she involves herself with Rhea Ripley in any sense of the word, that fan base is disgusting. They want to rip her to shreds.
If she
Ain't
beats
that the
Nia, does she become a babyface?
Yes,
Yeah.
immediately. She beats Rhea Ripley. She's the scum of the earth.
Ain't that the truth, man? And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We are at Saturday night's main event. We've got the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, defending the WWE Undisputed Championship against former friend, now turned bitter enemy, and that's the case of most of Kevin Owens' friendships. They turn to enemy ships. We've got Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, and of course, Cody Rhodes was a part of the Saturday night's main event video package earlier in the night, which I thought was a nice ode to history, Sean. And of course, how could I even talk about this match without the first thing, the Winged Eagle, one night only. And a few months ago, I was on Championship Culture, part of the Wrestling Room, and we had Big Gold versus the World, and I stake my claim. And I will stand on business, ladies and gentlemen. I'll even put my face in the frame. The Winged Eagle is the best championship. I think it's even better than Big Gold. Great to see the Winged Eagle tonight here, fellas. Sean, what did you think about seeing this tonight?
I was so excited, Mike. It's 3 belts that make me feel like you're a champ. When Cody came out tonight with the Winged Eagle belt, I said, that's a champ. Big Gold, the WCW heavyweight title. That belt makes me feel like a champ. And of course, the NWA belt that hangs above my head. Those are my 3 favorite belts. But to see him wear that Winged Eagle, it felt the nostalgia. It felt real. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the new WWE design belts. But that belt right there just makes you separate yourself as a champ. It makes you feel as a champ. He has the look. Everything was perfect with it. If I was Triple H, I would tell him never bring the other belt back. This is the title. We're gonna run with it now.
I mean,
Nah.
as much as I'd love to do it, Sean, they'll never do it because that big W belt, man, that goes to the
Great
Super Bowl
marketing.
champions. The
It
World
goes
Series
everywhere. It
champions.
goes everywhere.
Now, my Arizona State Sun Devils got a Big 12 WWE championship, and we won the Big 12 championship last weekend. So that belt goes everywhere and anywhere. So it was just so good to see it. Chano, what did you think about seeing this tonight here? Of course, wrapped around your favorite wrestler, the American Nightmare.
Oh yeah, love Mr. Cody Rhodes. It was dope, man. I think this is the first time, and this is probably the first time ever I've seen the Winged Eagle live. You know what I mean? Of course, we've seen it like in video packages from back in the day, from old school matches. but this is the first time I've seen it live in action. You know what I mean? I don't have any real history with the championship. They retired the belt in '98. I was a wee young lad at the time. I didn't care about no wrestling at the moment. You know what I mean? I was watching Power Rangers.
Ain't that
So like
the
I have no history with the belt, but it was cool to see, and it was great to see that history and the lineage. She is a gorgeous belt. But listen, since I've never seen the Winged Eagle growing up as a child, you know what is the greatest belt of all time? The spinner.
ain't that the truth? I still love the spinner belt.
The spinner belt will always have its place in my heart as the best belt in
Oh,
WWE history.
Poor Sean. Poor Sean's about to have a moment.
You know, I had Bret Hart wearing the Winged Eagle. I had Yokozuna wearing the Winged Eagle. I had Psycho Sid and Shawn Michaels wearing it.
You know who I had wearing the spinner belt?
Oh God, John
Cena.
Who screwed the belt when he did that? He just screwed it up. He screwed it up.
Yep.
He did not. The spinner belt will always be the worst belt ever in WWE because it looked like a kid's toy that you can go buy a $5 belt from Walmart.
Sean, you're showing your age right now, but you know how you know you're wrong? You know how you know you're wrong? Because it was supposed to be a temporary belt. But that belt did so much numbers. The belt did so many numbers, and the belt sold so many of them. They kept it for the next 9 years, Sean.
Thank you, John Cena, for commercializing what a belt supposed to be like. Right there, that's a championship belt right there. That's a championship belt. That's what Harley Race wore. That's what the American Dream Rose had.
And you know what? And if Harley Race had any creativity, he would have put a spinner on that bitch.
You ruthless aggression John Cena fans get me every time.
Listen, I don't listen. What do you want? What do you want from me?
The rated R superstar spinner belt was even harder than the real spinner belt. The Edge one went so hard.
I got something better for you. Have you ever played SmackDown versus Raw 2007? And
yes.
You press R2 for the belt to spin during your entrance?
Fuck it. Petition to make every belt a spinner, baby. Make the US, make the women's, make all of them spinner. Have the world heavyweight title plate spinning, bro.
You know what the NWA title don't do? It don't spin, Sean. It does not spin.
Don't need to spin. You know I don't need to spin? It's the 10 pounds of gold that a real champ had to wear and bust his ass to get it.
Sean, it looks like a pocket purse. I'm not gonna hold you, Sean. Give me a belt with some bling. The bitch spins.
Heritage Cup with a spinner in the middle.
Oh my God!
Now we're talking, baby.
Listen. We're about to be 2025. Make spinners great again.
No, please don't.
Fuck it, channel. Instead of Ulafalas, different colored Ulafalas, we're doing spinner Ulafalas.
Oh,
we're putting spinners on them bitches. We're spinning it. We're spinning them. Spin that shit.
We don't need 365 riding spinner belts no more in WWE.
Damn, I gotta listen. I don't know if you ever seen Chris Rock Never Afraid. He was talking about the rims. He was like, they spinning, baby, they spinning, baby, they're spinning.
We do have some breaking news. Shout out to Logan James. After the main event, Kevin Owens hit Cody Rhodes with a pile driver. And he also got in Triple H's face, fellas. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if Papa H didn't have a pacemaker in that chest, I think Kevin Owens would be fighting Triple H at WrestleMania this year.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I'll tell you what. I don't think. First off, I want to acknowledge Kevin Owens because he has the best wrestling t-shirts in the business.
Oh yes,
diabolical. Dusty Rhodes, the elbow pad, insane.
Bro, I would love to see his wardrobe because he has the most insane wrestling shirts in his wardrobe of all time, bro. Every single time I see Kevin Owens come out with a vintage wrestling t-shirt, I'm like, damn, where does he get this stuff at?
Yes.
where is he getting this merch? I want it.
The Stardust shirt. I want that.
The Stardust.
Oh yes.
Crazy.
I need it.
Great, bro. It's magical, man. It's Kevin Owens. Salute to you. Cody, he's the savior. Did we ever expect him to lose this match in the first place?
No,
he's the savior. The savior doesn't lose matches.
No, that's it. Sean, what do you got?
Good match. I'm a KO guy. I knew Cody was winning. Too much happened with locked ups for Cody not to win. Wing Eagle Belt, all that stuff. When are we going to finally give KO the big win, the big match? I feel like every year, whether it was Roman, whether it was Cody now, any other person, Seth Rollins, when he was on Raw, Kevin was that guy that you just threw in the match to get a great match out of, but you never knew going in, you never knew he was winning. You always knew he was losing it. When are they finally going to reward this guy and give him what he deserves for what he's been able to do for us, do as a competitor on WWE? Good match. Felt like Kevin couldn't really go into the bag of tricks and give us that true Kevin Owens style match when you start to believe that maybe he will win because they had to get out of there with the time's sake. But I was happy with it, even though when the bell rung, I said, this is Cody's match to win. When we're going to get the Crossroads. And I'll save that point that you brought out, Mike, to get back on in a minute.
Oh, yeah. Chad, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just realized you had some remarks you wanted to get off your chest. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But I will say, to add on to Sean's point, Kevin Owens is a great person to add on your resume of title defenses. You know what I mean? If you never really know what to do with your title defense and you got to waste a nice 2-3 months until your program has to pick back up, KO is a very nice feud, man. He makes for a great feud. He makes for a great heel. And I'll say this, because when I started dabbling back into wrestling, I was only really watching for the Bloodline shenanigans, but the reason that I turned on Raw when he was beefing with Ezekiel, you know what I mean? He's like, you're not Ezekiel, you're Elias. And my man was having it, and he was having an aneurysm every single Monday Night Raw about this. He was just so angry and upset. And I was like, oh man, this Kevin Owens guy. Because don't be wrong, I knew who Kevin Owens was from back in the day when he first debuted off at NXT. He had that match with Cena. But it took a long hiatus. So my reintroduction to him was just him being a spaz. Him being a Division I crash out. You know what I mean? So KO's great. Like Sean said, I would love to see him with the strap again. I think it'll make for great television, especially him as a heel. But I don't know if KO really needs it. He can kind of float to any division that you need at the moment. You know what I mean? He can do mid-card stuff.
He's super utility. He's a super utility guy.
Listen, they trusted him with Logan Paul.
I'll say this with KO. I'll say this about KO.
Yeah.
He ain't wearing no spinner belt if he wins it. He's wearing that.
You know what?
He's wearing that right there if he won it. He's wearing something like that.
You know what? You know what?
What?
He would wear a spinner belt and it'd be magical.
That should be KO right in the middle, spinning, baby.
You know what?
Letters and everything, baby.
You know what I want? You know what I want one night? I want to see Triple H make every single belt a spinner belt, and I just want to be in the room with Sean when it happens. just watch him start foaming at the mouth. Yeah. This is a real wrestling.
You
gotta worry about it. I call Jim Cornette and me and him will have a great conversation about why Triple H just killed wrestling with that.
We're gonna be in a room for Sean with the spinners, and we got to be in a room with Nit Ram when Trick Williams won the World Heavyweight Championship. I digress. That's gonna be diabolical.
That'd be so amazing. I can't. You know what else I need? I need Kurt Angle to come out and say Trick Williams is 10 times the wrestler and man that he is, along with a couple other wrestlers say it. Just I would love to see Martin just catch an aneurysm just in the house.
Man, that's vicious. Hater you, Professor. 10 year.
And one more for the Zombie King. And I want to be there for Rey Mysterio's last match.
Oh God.
And start crying, tearing up for his goal, and I'm like, yeah, that man's a loser. just watch Ant chase me down the block as I run for my life.
Got to talk about it, Rick 8-Bit. Gents, 2 refs got knocked out. Means special ref is coming. Who will it be? My pick is the Viper, Randy Orton. Special guest ref happening again, or is it played out this year, fellas?
I'm tired of him.
I agree. Sean, what do you think? Special guest ref or nah?
Tired of them, but if they did that, how you can start the Cody Orton, start that saga. Have Cody win, Orton count to 1, 2, 3, raise his hand up, RKO started right there.
Ain't that the truth? I mean, I thought it was going to happen tonight. I thought after the match, Randy was going to return, hit KO with a stunner or a RKO or something, and then immediately hit Cody with one and just go back to being his old ways. Interesting to see that not happen tonight. Shout out Gabe Southside. What site do you guys use for this? This will be StreamYard. If you're on YouTube, we actually have a link in the description here for StreamYard. If you use our link, you'll help support Boom Broadcasting. So if you're feeling froggy, check it out. StreamYard's great.
Yo, I just saw the clip of KO getting in Triple H's face. You're right.
It would have been.
They should have that pacemaker in, man.
That was the match.
That is the match. Watch Triple H be the sicko. He's like, for 2 weeks only, I'm getting the pacemaker removed. And we're gonna have this match.
You literally can't. From a medical standpoint, I'm gonna tell you right now. Once the pacemaker goes in, it doesn't come out.
And kayfabe, he's getting it removed. And they're gonna have the softest 2-minute match in the history of wrestling. They're gonna be holding pillows and the little plastic snake wraps, and they're gonna go to town.
Oh man, listen.
No, I'm not gonna hold you. That's bro, insanity.
Insanity.
But yeah, listen.
Kevin Owens is diabolical.
He's the master
if you need somebody to take a bump, an actual bump, and you want to put somebody through the table, just hit us up at 4 sides of the ring. We'll get put through any object that you needed to get put
1-800 channel.
1-800 channel. Listen, social media is draining, but you guys can hit me up and be like, hey, would you guys like to take a crazy bump through tape? Listen, I'll take any bump except for barbed wire and tacks.
Listen, as long as you're not like that indie wrestler with the knife, dude. I don't know if you guys caught that.
No. Listen, Brandy, Marcus, and Nitram can take those bumps. I take chairs. I'll take a chair-nado.
You take a Van Daminator.
Yeah, take that.
Fuck is a chair?
Listen, I'll take any bump that you need me to, as long as it's not barbed wire, tacks, glass. That sick board that AEW used during Blood and Guts that one time.
That nail board.
The nail board, not that. But I am willing to get put through fire as well.
Fire. So
fire.
Glass, tacks, barbed wire, nail board, no. But fire, yes.
Because I could wear fire. I could wear fire resistant stuff and be all right. You know what I mean?
All right, Jack. I see you. Crimea River, real glass, real flame.
Unless they're talking about like putting me in like flammable oil and putting me in like a rotisserie, you know what I mean? Because one, I don't know if you guys know, that would be a hate crime. You know what I mean? You can't do that.
But if I'm getting fucking fined, that's it. If I'm getting fined, I'm going down with a couple F-bombs to end the show.
Yes.
Forget it, baby. The Prez is doing commentary with Podcast City right now for a local independent in North Carolina. And that's it. It's over. My man said, don't put me in the Costco rotisserie, or else we got problems. All Mike wanted for Christmas was for Cam Scattaboo to win the Heisman. Yeah, you're damn right, Chris. I wanted Cam Scattaboo to win the Heisman. At least invite the man to New York. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's the real main event. I guess shout out.
The right guy won it. The right guy won it.
We'll debate about that later.
The right guy won it.
Yeah, that's a different conversation, Sean.
That's a different kind of conversation.
That's different. I can go on an hour rant about how that's not right.
Listen, Triple H getting into it with Kevin Owens after the show. Cody Rhodes taking a pile driver, getting stretchered out. A lot of developments coming out of Saturday night's main event. This was a great match. I think the theme continues, fellas. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, and we got ourselves a cook. Now, Sean alluded to a point that I made before we got on the air. And I have said this from the very beginning of Cody finishing the story and winning the WWE Championship. And you can call me crazy. You can call me whatever. Just don't call me late for dinner. The fact of the matter is, Cody Rhodes tonight used a chair, hit the crossroads on the chair to retain his championship title. At some point or another, we're going to see a different side of Cody Rhodes down the line with this championship run. And I am all here for that because the same thing happened to Roman with this very title, fellas. This title infected Roman like the symbiote infected Spider-Man. It changed him. And it took him losing the title for him to put it all in retrospect and understand that the number one thing that comes in place of everything was the Ulafala and family and his bloodline. I don't know what Cody Rhodes is going to have to realize at the end of this title reign, but I feel some changes on this road and this reign for Cody Rhodes.
Well, I do gotta say, Roman didn't realize nothing. My man is still a menace to society. You just put him in front of a bad guy. You know what I mean? Roman is still mad disrespectful to everybody. Bro, Roman
Except
didn't
his
change.
family. Except his family. He's starting to get better with his family. He's starting.
No,
they need family counseling.
He's tolerating them. They're means to an end. You know what I mean, bro? They're means to an end. When he wins back the gold in the Ulafala, it's a means to an end. He's back to being an asshole. He didn't change. But Cody is a real sicko. I'm not gonna hold you. He had a conversation about this on he went on media tours and did a whole bunch of podcasts and a whole bunch of different places. And he was like, he spoke about the Homelander Cody thing. And he was saying, he's like, people want to see me go heel. He was like, they don't understand to the depths I would go to become a heel. He's like, they don't do heels like this anymore. He's like, I would enter a really dark place and become a heel. And I thought about it. I was like, yeah, Cody lives, breathes, and sleeps wrestling. He's gonna become a real sicko. Like, isn't it like in 10 years from now, after Cody Rhodes' heel turn, if it's done how I expect him to do it, we're gonna be talking about who's the real biggest villain in all of wrestling. Is it Hangman Adam Page? Or is it Cody Rhodes?
Listen.
And it might be Hangman. I'm not gonna hold you. Hangman's
he burned the guy's house down. He burned the guy's fucking house down.
He burned his family house down and he infected him with chlamydia.
He gave him super syphilis, bro. We
What was in the
needle? Whoa, we don't know what was in the needle still.
And when I met Swerve, I was too starstruck to ask him what was in the needle. We started talking about tattoos and shit. I was just so happy to be there. I was like, yeah, great.
Great. I love you, Swerve. I swerve
but
I drive too.
But honestly, man, it's like Cody's a real sicko, so he loves this shit. He might take it to a real dark place. So hopefully I would love to see you here, Cody Rhodes. And I would love to see all the Cody fanboys just like, this is not what I signed up for.
I'm
and find a new babyface to go for.
I'm good with heel Cody. I'm good with Cody. I'm a fan of Cody.
I know you are because you're the president of the fan club.
There are so many bigger Cody Rhodes fans on my timeline than I. Let's be real.
Listen, and you keep it professional because you're a respectable and honorable podcast host.
That's the first time that I've heard respectable and honorable in the same sentence describing me.
Listen, you keep your biasness to a minimum when you're posting your agendas, but deep down, I know it says never give up in the background, but I know the moment you hit recording, you tear all of that down, and there's a whole bunch of American Nightmare flags all over the house.
I mean, I do have the WWE 2K24 poster right off the wall of GameStop.
No. I'm talking about Jamie used to go to bed on the American Nightmare Jamie.
I got my American Night under ruse on. Don't worry.
Like you remember back in the day, you had the cartoon characters in the end of your toothbrush.
Yeah,
you have a 1-of-1 custom made Cody Rhodes toothbrush.
and when I brush, it plays the theme song, so I know how long to brush for.
Exactly, and you gargle to the woes.
Good God. Good God, what did you just say? What? What? The only time the what chant is appropriate is what?
When you go, whoa, that's when you go.
What?
That's when you gargle the Listerine, and you go. And when it's done, you spit it out, and you go back in. Listen, I know the game. The president of the fan club, Mike, he's not gonna lie to me. I know what this is.
Ain't this about? I've never in my life. Fellas, we have made it. Shenanigans aside, it has been an absolute pleasure to step in the time machine here tonight on Boom Broadcasting on the Nightcap for Saturday night's main event. We have another one of these coming up January 25th in San Antonio, Texas. Let's see if the sequel can do justice to the first one in about a month. Before we go ahead and get off the air here, let's go ahead and ask Chano and Sean what they would rate this show out of dirty water hot dogs. How many dirty water dogs are you
Jesus
giving
Christ.
that?
Oh my
Come on, that's
God.
Mad New York. You know that's Mad New York.
Dirty water dogs.
Yeah,
Mike, have some respect. You're from here. I know you're in the West Coast now, but you're a New Yorker at heart. You was born. Listen, you was born in that hot dog
all right.
water.
So what?
Okay,
So give
you're
me
in New
something.
York.
How
You're a
many?
New
How
Yorker.
many? How many Statue of Liberties out of 5? What do you want from me here? How many Staten Island ferries out of 5? You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Out of
How many
I don't know,
Billy
5.
Joels out of 5? You know what?
Billy
What do you
Joel's
want
out
me
of
to go?
5 is
Long Island?
how many Seinfelds?
How many Seinfelds? You know what I'm saying? How many Juan
Nah,
Sotos? You know what? You know, fucking.
nah. I don't know about 5, but out of 10, I'd give this a solid. I give this a solid 8. I feel like
Okay.
the only downside of this card was the timing of the matches. I feel like every match was really good. On the cusp of greatness. Not great, but good matches. Solid, good matches. So a solid 8 out of 10. So if I was to equivalent that to a out of 5, 3.5, like a baby 4. Not a big 4, small 4. You know what I mean? Out of hot dogs. Dirty water dogs, as Mike was disrespect his New York
No
heritage.
disrespect.
Nah, he's disrespecting his New York heritage. I'm not even a Yankee fan, but I'm taking away your pinstripes, Mike. I'm taking away your pinstripes.
Take away that spinner belt. Spinner belt. Take away that.
Out of spinner belts, 15,000 spinner belts, Sean. Every single goddamn spinner belt. If Harley Race was a creative man, he would have put a spinner on that bitch.
Sean, what do you?
If Dusty Rhodes had a bit of class, he would have put a spinner on that bitch.
All right. All right, Sean. I mean, I guess it's Chano wants to change my scoring grade to out of 10 tonight because Chano just does whatever he wants, I guess, apparently. So out of 10, just 10, we'll go with just basic ass number 10. Out of 10, what would you rate tonight's Saturday night's main event?
I had it a 7.5, but I'm gonna go with Chano. I'm gonna round up to an 8. I think timing for 2 hours we got good matches. Yes, we did. But you know, when I watch these type of matches, I want more storytelling. You could not get that because it had to be so quick. I think if they would have gave us an extra hour and gave us that 11 o'clock, we would be saying it right now. It's like a 9.5, 10, maybe 9, 10 error. So I'm gonna go 8.
Okay.
The only other thing I would say,
rookie scores, round decimal numbers, rookie scores here, boys.
the only thing I will say about this is it kind of happened like 2 weeks after Survivor Series. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there wasn't a lot of time to like build actually corresponding events to go with this. But for the first one, they had good feuds to go along with the storyline. They pushed back the KO Cody story for Saturday Night Main Event. It was kind of weird because it's a big 4 event, but the payoff was nice, right?
Right.
The payoff was really. You got Triple H's blood pressure a little high. I'm pretty sure he was in the back drinking a nice little water, taking some medication to calm down. You know what I mean? Can't get that heartbeat up too much.
Don't want to get shocked with that pacemaker. I feel you.
So overall, all the corresponding stories that went on, the only one that was kind of crazy was the Io Sky Liv Morgan because it took so long for Io to get that title match. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this was something that happened after the Saudi show. So Sis really waited a month for a title match that there was kind of like no build to except for the last 2 weeks, but like her and Io just running in on each other's matches, trying to save a feud. That was still kind of overshadowed by Rhea in a sense. But overall, for a glorified house show, great card. Was it worth the ticket price going in? Probably not.
Good brother Jordan. He had a good time. He was texting me a couple times during the show.
If he had a good time, I love that for him. Love
and
that.
Can we trade a match? I would have rather took Sammy and Drew off. And if you knew you were going to do the title change at Survivor Series with LA Knight and Nakamura, open up with that and do the title change right there.
I agree with you. I generally feel like the Sammy Drew match was definitely a Raw main event.
Right.
That they decided to do now, especially since Drew took out Jimmy and Jay, and my man's walks to the back. He's like 4 more. What you're gonna go ask for more beef against CM Punk?
He's coming for Solo. He's coming for Roman. He's coming for Jay.
Jimmy. Yeah, Jay's already. He took Jay out. He took Jimmy. Well, Jimmy has a big toe out, so they wrote Jimmy off effectively. You know what I mean? unless he's gonna wrestle Big Jim with 9 toes. It's kind of crazy.
Well, you
I don't
can't
got much faith.
stay 10 toes down with a missing toe. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's listen, 1000%. Overall, it was a good show, man. I enjoyed it.
I mean, listen, I respect the 8s, and I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna go. Just it was right there for me. It was very close. I'm gonna probably give it a boost for the nostalgia for me. I'll come in at an 8.4 out of 10. I had a good time tonight here, man. I had a good time.
Listen, it was a
I had a
good
good
show.
It was
a good show for a WWE show. For a WWE event, it was a great show. For a wrestling show, it was a good show.
Right.
I will say that.
And I would rather have this. And I was saying it to when we was up here watching it. I'd rather have this than the Raw Homecoming. When they do the Raw Homecoming and bring all the old guys back, do the old school setup. I'd rather have this than that.
No, I like when the old guys get their last 5 minutes of recognition for the year.
I bet you like to see X-Pac. I bet you like to see X-Pac, don't you?
Listen. You know, Sean, I'm gonna find my way to make it onto your show, and you know what I'm gonna do, Sean?
What's that?
I'm gonna go on eBay. I'm gonna buy every single chain that has the spinners on it. The old school WWE spinner with the US title spinner.
X-Pac. Don't wear nothing but X-Pac.
I'm gonna wear every single spinner. Listen, I'm gonna buy some custom chains. You know the old school women's championship.
Yes.
I'm putting that on a spinner. The Divas Championship. I'm putting that on a spinner. There's gonna be so much spinners on me, Sean. You're not gonna be able to concentrate during your show because I'm just gonna be spinning them. And fuck.
Two things I hate. Spinner bells and the X-Pac is a 2-time Hall of Famer for being in a faction that he did not do nothing except be a member of. Why is he a 2-time Hall of Famer for that?
You know what? I think Sean Waltman is on Cameo, so I will have him send you a nice little video about why he feels. I'll make sure he's wearing a spinner belt as he does it. Listen, I'm gonna pay for Sean's aneurysm.
Listen, we are out of time here, ladies and gentlemen. It has been an incredible time here with Sean and Channel. So I'm gonna let Sean and Channel tell you what they got coming up, where to find them, where to follow them. So starting with my fellow Boom Broadcasting brother, Sean, tell the people where to find you when your shows come out and the whole 9 yards.
You can find me at Sports with Luke on X, and you can also find me at Grit and Grind Podcast NC on Instagram. Of course, football season is coming to an end this week coming up. We'll have our state championships over here in the Carolinas. So that show it's on Studio 67 NCC on YouTube. That will kind of be rolling off until next season. But you can also find me on Boom Broadcasting with It Stinks on Thursdays at 10, WOD on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. And looking forward to jumping back on some nightcaps now that football season is finally coming to an end over in the Carolinas.
Hell yeah, that's what I love to hear, Sean. Make sure you go subscribe to Boom Broadcasting. Show some love to Sean. Go check out his shows. He's doing great work, man. Chano, Mr. Professor of Hate University, where can the people find you?
Listen, this is Professor of Love University. This is all love on my side. You guys are the real haters.
Of Spinner University.
Especially Sean with his hate of the spinner belts, which is crazy. I swear to God, I'm gonna go on eBay tonight. I'm gonna find a spinner. I'm gonna find that spinner chain. I'm gonna ship it. To you, Sean. With a picture of Sean Waltman just signed. Just have you foaming. I'm gonna have him sign it. The best 2-time Hall of Famer.
Oh God.
Nah, listen, man. Social media is draining, so I haven't been posting as much as I want to. But to find me on 4 Sides of the Ring, just find us at 4SIDESOTR on Twitter. On Instagram, it is 4 Sides of the Ring. We do have an episode every Thursday. And if you're looking for me personally, listen, your boy's gonna be at work. You know why? It's the Christmas season. Shit's expensive. I'm not gonna hold you. Between me and y'all, I spoiled the shit out of my wife and my son for Christmas this year. So your boy gotta pay it off. I'm gonna be doing overtime till March, maybe April. You know what I mean? Because I went to a lot of wrestling events and matches this year. You know what I mean? Your boy did a lot. SummerSlam is coming up, and I don't want to go because I hate stadiums. I hate wrestling shows in stadiums, football stadiums, because it doesn't matter where you sit. It's not a good seat. I don't care what anybody tells you. They're lying to you. There's not a good seat in the football stadium for a wrestling show. The square circle is only so goddamn big. they're lying to you. So you're looking for me personally. Thursdays, I'm full size of the ring. You might catch me in an occasional nightcap when I like to see how far I can push the prez without sending me a fine. I'm pretty sure the prez and the founder met up at WrestleCade, and he was like, "You gotta reel this guy in." and the founder's like, "You know what he is? He's a wild card. we don't know what we're gonna get from him either.
Can't control him. He's uncontrollable.
He's uncontrollable. He gets the people going." You know what I mean? Then you just heard the song "In Paris" going. But, yeah, man, that's my time. And as you know, every single time I'm in a nightcap, I'm a wild out. So catch me next time on a nightcap when I bug out, or you can catch me on 4 sides of the ring when I bug out. But Marcus just shoots me glares for the recordings. I'm like,
Oh man,
sorry.
Go show some love to these two, man. They are absolutely amazing, great wrestling minds, and pure entertainment from the aspect of Channel Hayes. Ladies and gentlemen, Saturday night's main event has come and went. The Nightcap has come and went. Thank you guys all so much here for hanging out with us. Over 500 of you across Boom Broadcasting and My Shoals for Medias hanging out with you on a Saturday night. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching the Nightcap. Make sure you take Jesse Ventura's advice if you're ever in a wrestling match, and always work the leg. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We are out of here. Thanks for watching the Nightcap. We'll see you here Monday night for Monday Night Raw.